Based on what you've heard about Depp, isn't everyone, without exception, a relationship expert, especially if they don't have one? And, while all heteronormative couples remain happy in the same way, do they also veer towards dissatisfaction in the same way? Begin with being in love, with the concept of love. Instead, assuming traces of it in a person. Looking at them through rose-colored glasses, you can never tell what color the flag waving at you is. What follows is moderate disappointment, which leads to criticism, which leads to final contempt, stonewalling, silent treatment, verbal aggression, manipulation, gaslighting. With expectations, perhaps inevitable, being the mother of all screw-ups. Only once the novelty of two new people, impressing each other, at their best, wears off, obviously. There's also possession as the flip side of that love, naturally descending to low-grade hate. Because if you became resolutely indifferent, once the relationship is over, you weren't that much into each other, no. Okay, I will stop with the cynical psychology, but do you somewhat see above a familiar story of the breakdown of relationships, if not your own, certainly many you know? Was there the same pattern with the vastly public divorce and defamation trial between American movie stars Johnny Depp and Amber Heard? Yes, and, hell, no. Sitting half the planet away, and hardly much of a gossip trawler, scroller, what did I know about the 2022 Depp-Heard trial? Triggered by a Washington Post column that Heard wrote in 2018. Calling herself public figure representing domestic abuse, alluding to her ex-husband, Depp, who filed a lawsuit claiming $50 million in damages against Heard, who, in turn, made a counterclaim of $100 million. Frankly, my dear, in this part of the world, I don't give a damn. Only the ears perked up a lil, hearing about human turd, tatty that Heard had left behind on Depp's bed, after they'd had a fight, and he exited the apartment, one night. Outside of that, you knew that every mouse potato, with a microphone, podcast, handle, was an expert on this marital nightmare, Begani Shadi Main Diwana Abdullah's name-calling, slut-shaming, spinning conspiracy theories, and perhaps the most live-tweeted, live-streamed, TikTok trial ever. Over the course of the trial, millions of dollars were generated by content creators, as Emma Cooper's three-part documentary series, Depp v. Heard, recently dropped on Netflix, points out. Given that the misinformation was truly unprecedented in the case, according to a commenter in Cooper's series, a sobering documentary filmed with some distance of time is the safest antidote to noise being passed off as news, which does an excellent job. So we know what happened and who said what, even if I'm not sure why. What might the Depp-Heard feud remind Indians of? Around the same time, the actor Sushant Singh Rajput died, wherein the court of public opinion, which included internet bots chatting to bots, decided on a perpetrator, a young girl, who had nowhere to hide from continuous personal insults by a hysterical mob.